In this video, let's discuss about beyond budgeting. Okay, so first, what is budget? Budget is an estimation of anything for which we are going to prepare a budget. For example, if it is an income budget, it is an estimation of the income for the future period. Cash budget, it is an estimation of cash flows for the future period. Okay, let's understand the concept of beyond budgeting. What has led to the concept of beyond budgeting? The first thing that led to the concept of beyond budgeting was the limitations of traditional budget. What are the limitations of traditional budget? It was time consuming and costly to put together. Constrained responsiveness and flexibility. Even though we have flexible budget, generally what happens is that to ease of doing, the accountant or the management prepare the fixed budget which is of no use, right? Then often a barrier to change. We will think that budget is going to be crossed and we will not do any innovation beyond, even though there is a future benefit, a cost investment, we will not do it now considering the current budget, right? That leads often as a barrier to change. Then rarely strategically focused and are often contradictory. See, this is an example, perfect example. Right. I consider the current budget, okay, and I'm not willing to incur additional cost, okay, but this additional cost incurrence now would fetch me more and more benefits in the future. That would be a pakka strategic decision if I strategic point of view, but considering the budget point of view, I am unwilling to do it, right? So that is generally it is and little value, especially the time required to prepare. Concentrate on cost reduction and not value creation. Even the same example, I'm not thinking about the future value creation, but I'm thinking about current cost reduction. Developed and updated too infrequently, usually annually. What we do generally, just to show that I have prepared a budget, the manager will prepare one set of paper known as budget every annually. So that is of no use. We have to keep updating the budget. Either it could be monthly budget, even better would be the fortnightly budget, but considering the time constraint and the involvement of the human resources, generally it is preferable to have a monthly budget at least, okay. To overcome this limitation, a tool came into force known as beyond budgeting. Beyond budgeting is a leadership philosophy that relates to an alternative approach to budgeting, which should be used instead of traditional annual budgeting. See, the word itself states it is beyond, it is something more than a budget, According to CIMA official terminology, an idea that company needs to move to beyond budgeting because of the inherent flaws in budgeting, especially when used to set contracts. It is argued that a range of techniques and rolling forecast, market-related targets can take the place of traditional budgeting. Okay, it is an idea which has been thought so that we can move from the traditional budgeting to the beyond budgeting. Why? Because there are inherent flaws which we discussed, right? Cost, constraints, and responsiveness and flexibility, barrier to change, like that. Okay. Flaws in budgeting, especially when we used to set contracts. It is argued that there are a range of techniques, just rolling forecast and market-related targets, can take the place of beyond traditional budgeting. Beyond budgeting has identified two main advantages. What are those? It is more adaptive approaches. We can quickly adapt. We are not stringent, okay? It is quickly adaptable. It is a decentralized process, unlike the traditional budgeting where it is planned. So decentralized project means I will give the responsibility to the team leads, okay? You fix your budget, okay? It's like I will publish a top overall budget. My budget will be like spending say 50 lakhs in a large organization, 50 lakhs towards employee welfare cost, okay? Now it could be like partying, or it could be like taking employee to a trip, annual meets, something, town hall meetings, so like that, okay? It is a decentralized process. You have to fix budget for that, okay? Then it is a decentralized process. There are two things. That was centralized one. Budgeting, traditional budgeting was a centralized one with a less flexible one. And here it is more adaptive process and a decentralized one. Implementation of beyond budgeting. There are 9 steps the Hope and Fraser considered to be essential to implementing the beyond budgeting process. There are 9 steps. Let's read out. Okay. 1. define the case for change and provide an outline vision. I have to check, I have to state the case where I need a change, and I have to give a overall vision, what I am expecting. Be prepared to convince the board. I have to convince the board, right? Get started. Okay, design and implement new processes. Train and educate people. Rethink the role of finance. Change behavior. New process, not management orders. Evaluate the benefits. Consolidate the gains. Okay, let's understand quickly. Okay, define the case for change and provide an outline vision. I have to state the case outline, and I have to tell this is my overall vision. Okay, and I should be ready to face the criticism. Okay, because there is not everyone will agree to you at the first instance, right? So I should be ready to convince the board, and I have to get started. Then design and implement new process. Okay, I have to design and implement new process. Okay, because I'm doing the stage, I have a vision in my mind. I have to discuss and design a new process, and then I have adequate training, educate the people, rethink the role of finance. I have to rethink what is the role of finance in this particular process. Okay, because they are going to support me with the capital, right, which is necessary for the process. So I have to think what are the areas in which they have control. Okay, then I have to change the behavior. It is not that if you bring some change, it's not the management order. It is for your welfare, for the employees' welfare, for the employees' easing. I have to make them that understand that this is the process and not the management order. Okay, and then I have to evaluate the benefit and show to them the consolidated gains. I have to show to them the consolidated gains. There could be some profit incentives and something like that. Okay, now let's move on. Clear? Now, budgeting is evolving rather than becoming obsolete. It depends on the trust and transparency. The more and more trust and transparent the budget is, the more and more trust you keep on budget, and the more and more the budget is transparent, it keeps on evolving, right? You find new and new ways to find the budgets, like we had beyond budgeting. Now you will be finding new ways instead of keeping it obsolete, drawing a paper, signing in the board, and then keeping at one corner of the boardroom. It's not used, right? It's of no use. Shift from top-down centralized approach to more participative bottom exercise in the many firms. So this is like decentralized process. I'm going to take the help of the team leads, individual team leads, to fix their own budget, which is fitting with the overall budget. It highlights the level of improvement that can be achieved even with relatively simple modification and a great deal of trust. By making them believe and making them understand that this is an employee-friendly process change, they will be highly interested to participate and take this as its own response. Like this, I can see the level of improvement. Budgeting has changed, and the change has neither dramatic nor radical. It's incremental tools and techniques. See, I'm not saying that you're not going to prepare the budget in the paper. No, but I'm finding new and new ways. I'm going to improve the existing budget and making it friendly, user friendly. Okay, that's what they are telling. I'm not bringing something, a new concept, and telling you that you should do this. No. I'm telling that instead, only by putting figures the paper is of new use. You have to communicate with the people. You have to communicate the same with the people in order to achieve the goals. Okay. Then forecasting is more important. You have to properly forecast. Okay. You cannot just put 10% increase every year. It is not fine, right? So important. So with this, the concept of beyond budgeting comes to an end. Hope you understood. Yeah, please stay tuned to subscribe your first time watching this video, and then have a nice day. Thank you.